Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 185. Bye-bye. Last we left off, Panda was getting absolutely mollywopped by Kashimo. And it seems like after transforming into his sister's form, which we thought was a bug, but we will learn this chapter, she's actually a Triceratops. But yeah, that's where we left off. Panda basically lost his fight, and we open with Panda as a baby fighting with his brother Gory, which he transforms into, like the bigger version of Panda that has like a giant fists and whatnot. This is what this little gorilla guy is, and he's being picked on by his older brother Gorilla. That's when his sister, the Triceratops, comes in and basically protects him from being picked on by his older brother. And she encourages him to fight back, you know, like, don't let him pick on you. And he goes back to fight back, and Gory just punches him in the face, and leaves him crying. My God, this is adorable. I did not expect this shit. This shit was crazy. We then get a panel of three, I guess they're like urns of some sort, or like funeral markers or grave markers of sorts. But that's all we see of them. Panda is now on the side of a river, and he's being picked on by the other members of Masamichi's gang, I imagine. The Masamichi gang, these little like cursed doll things. And they convince him to throw his ball into the river, and troll him by saying, throwing stuff in the river is illegal. It hurts the environment. And then they run away, and he starts crying, and Gory's like, why'd you do that? Wasn't that ball precious? You shouldn't have done that. Are you stupid? And Panda starts crying, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is sad. So, you know, Triceratops and Gorilla are like just talking at night, and she's telling him, is like, Gory, you if you see other kids picking on him, like, you could pick on him, whatever, you're his brother, but when you see other kids do it, you got to stand up for him. You can't just let him do that. And Gory's like, you play with girls, so you wouldn't get it. I can't be free up around Panda. He always wants to be on my team, and we always end up losing, and he never cries until you show up anyway. So he's spoiled. But that's when Triceratops says that, like, hey, actually, I think it's you who are spoiled, because no matter how mean you are to him, he always follows you around, and he never holds it against you. He always loves you still. He forgives you for everything. That's when Panda comes in with a beetle. He's like, look, Gory, I found this beetle. And Gory just discs it out the window. Which is pretty funny. We then see that Gory is opening his piggy bank, and he's like trying to put the money together to buy Panda a new ball to replace the one he lost. And that's when shit gets sad. We then cut to immediately, it looks like the ghost of Masamichi is like carrying Triceratops and Gory away. And they're like, wait, what are you doing here? Where's Panda? And he's like, we can't stay with Panda. And Panda's just like crying on his own. He's like, Panda, we have to go. He can't survive on his own. And that's when Masamichi says, you don't understand, Gorilla. We're the ones being left behind. And as time goes on, Gory starts to cry and just like, no, we need him because he's the only one who calls out to shopkeepers instead of Big Sis. And this whale emerges, I guess, takes him away, from what I understand. And then, you know, Panda and Gory are crying, and we cut to the exterior world where Kashimo has just obliterated Triceratops. And Panda still lives, though. He's like, I didn't get any points, so you must be alive. And he picks up Panda by his spear, and he says, tell me about Sukuna. And he's like, sorry, pandas are tight-lipped. And he's like, well, then I'll make sure you never open your mouth again. And then who comes in for the motherfucking save? Fucking Hikari comes in flattening an entire fucking storage trailer thing. With just cursed energy radiating off of him. And he calls out to Panda saying, Panda, have you lost weight? And he's like, Hikari! And it's like, oh my fucking god!
Yes. Now this is a worthy opponent.
Yeah. Okay, so, Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
All right, RGC.
Yeah, I guess
RGC.
Guess what?
It was the end.
Guess what, guys?
To give it to my hero, man, because it was pretty fire for the setup. I appreciated what they was doing, but I'm hype. I made a point. I'm not super hyped for the Endeavor all for one fight, but this is about to be bananas. Someone's gonna die.
Yeah,
someone's gonna die next week.
Yeah,
in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Hikari.
Mm-hmm. Do you have more thoughts?
I wish I would have read this chapter like a little bit more to try to interpret what's going on here in Masamichi land. So, did they just die?
Yes.
In this? The gorilla.
This is not a flashback. This is what's happening inside of Panda. They're going away because both Gory and Triceratops both died.
I don't understand. This is happening now?
Yes.
Him throwing the ball in the water, what is that like? What was that?
Technically, what happens after, he's like getting his money back, that's what's happening right now. I think this is like really what's inside of Panda. Like how the other souls like bounce off of each other inside of Panda's like body, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm getting out of it, is that like the sudden thing with Masamichi coming back and collecting them, that coupled with Triceratops and the gorilla form being ostensibly destroyed. Those are the two cursed souls like being obliterated within Panda.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn. The whale too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Means something.
Yeah, the whale means something. I have no idea what the whale means. But
it means something. Yeah. Damn, this is sad as hell.
Bro.
So all of that just Kashimo's an asshole. He's gotta go.
Oh. Oh, I would just want Hikari to fucking pachinko his ass to death. But were those all your thoughts? Outside of that? Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
Well, of course I loved it. It was very great. Well, I wouldn't say I loved it. It's sad. But I loved the hype moment in the end with Hikari coming in.
Yeah.
Does this mean what's going to happen with Panda? Like, is he is he going to be able to grow his body back or something? Like, what?
Yes.
Really?
I don't know.
Very confident.
He's not going to heal it. I don't think. I think he has to be reassembled to a degree. Like, I think they need to rebuild him, but he's not dead. So,
are you sure he's not just going to be a head for the rest of the series?
I mean, he could be. He could be. I don't imagine that they would just leave him as a head.
It's like,
but I say that this is it from now. This is his arc. This is no way.
In this series, is there limb regrowth or some shit?
Well, Panda's not a real panda. He's basically a robot. But, he could be rebuilt.
What I'm wondering is can you is there a way to get limbs back? Because Toto also lost a hand, remember? So it's
we don't know. But as far as
I build it back. Oh, I don't know about Toto. I think he's Toto.
Yeah, as far as
where is Toto? I want to see Toto. I don't know why. Like all of a sudden, now that I just remembered Toto, I want to see Toto. Where is he?
he's got no hands, Brian.
Bring him back. I don't care. Bring him. I don't care if he doesn't have hands. Bring that motherfucker back, man. It's been too long.
Yeah. Are you done with your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah. My thoughts on this chapter is bring back Toto.
Yeah. I love this chapter pretty much all the way through, but it wasn't like that initially. Really, I was also, I feel like, you know, I don't speak for myself when I say I was taken aback by what we saw here. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? We just got this basically Rugrats episode. But, you know, the more I read it a couple times just so I can really just like, all right, I'm going to put my preconceived notions aside and be the unbiased king that we all know and love. The best, I really love this chapter, even like the parts with Gorilla and Triceratops, because I think this is very much in line with Panda's arc as a character up to this point. He makes like constant references to his like big brother and bigger sister. He's strong on his own on the exterior, but like he is always like reverting to his gorilla form pretty quickly. He's someone who seems to rely on people a lot. And I think this is just like the more of his siblings he loses, as he's lost in the past with the Masamichi gang basically being like locked away as of Masamichi's passing, the more people get peeled away from him, I think the more he'll have to stand on his own and really learn how to be his own panda, for lack of a better word. So I think that's the arc that Gege Akutami is trying to get across here, is that we're stripping down Panda so he has nowhere really to run in the future. I think he's done for the culling game probably, but for maybe what happens after, there might be more for him. I really like the little story here. It was oddly touching, even though it came out of the fuck nowhere. When I realized what the fuck was actually happening here, I was really shocked, and I felt immediately sad, because
that's crazy.
Yeah, just because like the way Gory is very much just like freaking out because, you know, he's taken his relationship with Panda for granted for the most part. And to see him basically die, this is his death, as well as Triceratops. It was pretty wild to see. Very strange, but very Jujutsu Kaisen, I guess. Gege Akutami is one of the more, I guess, creative people in Shonen Jump today. Just the way he just weaves these backstories together. This is a weird one, but I very much appreciate it. And of course, what really sealed the deal for me, obviously, was the Hikari moment at the end. Yeah. I mean, that can't be understated. That shit was so fucking cool, especially since he seems to have like brushed off Charles. It's like he's like, that wasn't my fight. Are you kidding me?
He's like, yeah, that was fodder.
Yeah.
This was just so I could break down what my ability is now.
Now I get to fight basically the other equivalent to Higuruma, I think, is if I'm remembering his name right, because he was the other 100-point sorcerer in the very beginning. So these guys are at least of equal class in that regard. So very excited to see where it goes with Hikari, especially since his domain is so fucking weird. And how it goes with a relatively straightforward curse technique in Kashimo's. Or at least
that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm
next week, is it?
It's not on break next week. We have a Jujutsu Kaisen chapter coming this week, so I'm pumped. But obviously this was all 3 of our RGCs. It is also the audience voted RGC, so yeah, I guess we got to do the bad drop again, because I again have not.
It's not bad. This shit is fire.
It's not great, but rules are rules. Until I develop a new one, I'll have to keep putting my audio editing skills up here. So, yep, this is the unified, really good chapter of the week. All right. Unified. Not unified. My bad. It's actually the harmonic. I gotta pull that one up. Apparently, it's not on the soundboard. Not on purpose. My bad. Harmonic convert. There you go.
We have gathered today in celebration. Rejoice, my friends, for this is the harmonic RGC.
We are all unified as one, in agreement. I have successfully unlocked my ability. If you guys it is pretty outlandish, but with 3 people and an audience of others to all agree on one thing.
It can only be one thing. It's the hook, line, and sinker. Awakened form. But yeah, that was Jujutsu Kaisen, I guess. Fantastic chapter. Constantly upping the ante in and of itself. Now the real 4th battle is going to happen, I guess. I guess we're going to figure out what happened to Charles, because something tells me he's not dead. Unless he is. And I'm completely wrong. But
completely wrong.
Until then, I guess that's it, right? No more thoughts?
Yeah, I'm good.